welcome to Shooting the Shit with Vicky. It's Monday, December 8th, and it's Lauren Gold's birthday. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Lauren, happy birthday to you. We already sang to Lauren, Snuffy and I did earlier today on his voicemail. I was going to say on his machine. There are no machines, well, there are lots of machines, but there aren't phone machines anymore. Well, I don't think there are anyway. I really wanted to sit in the living room like I did last week. That was so comfy, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that so that I can do that more often. Hi, Carol. How are you? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to talk about and there's nothing to talk about. I feel like I'm all talked out. I did a lot of posting on Facebook with what was going on with me last week, and it's like, do we need to talk about all that? But, you know, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it some. Hey, hi, Jan. How are you? So I'm ish. Yeah, I guess I thought I was going to be not very ish, but I'm pretty ish. You know, I should just make this show at 5:30, shouldn't I? No, I should just get ready at 5 o'clock. Hi, Dot. You know, it's amazing how with Game Changers, I'm never late. We go live at 5 o'clock unless there's a technical problem. We are live at 5. And I just can't seem to pull that off for Shooting the Shit. I used to, I think, when I first started doing it, but I've been very lax about it. But, you know, deducted from my pay. That's a terrible attitude. Hi, Valerie. How are you? So me, you know, I'm still kind of traumatized. The last month was a lot. You know, going through health stuff and waiting and not knowing and results and more tests, and it really it wore me down. I'll speak for me. Also remembering John Lennon, yes indeed. I remember where I was. I remember where I was that day. I was working at Maxwell's Plum in New York, right across the park from the Dakota where John was shot. And I was with my coworker and good friend Jalil, a very gentle soul from Morocco who had a tea house of his own in the East 60s that the Beatles used to frequent. And he was the purveyor of the tea house. And George was a regular customer, and John and Paul had been there, I believe Ringo as well. And it was very personal for Jalil. He was a very sensitive soul. He actually took his life not long after John Lennon died. He was a very sensitive soul. But anyway, when John died, we just cried and held each other. And when he got shot, even before we knew that he had passed, and we were only blocks, maybe, I don't know, the park and then to First Avenue, I don't know, half a mile from the site. And it was quite a time, wasn't it? Yeah. It was shocking and horrific and unfathomable. But it is a day to celebrate as well, because Lauren Gold was born on this day, our good friend Lauren Gold of The Who in Chicago, and we love Lauren, and I miss Lauren. I haven't seen him since we went to The Who at the Bowl in September, I think it was, so it's been a while, way too long. We used to be in touch by text and phone all the time, quite a bit, and we haven't been lately, which I miss him, and it's time to rectify that. Hi, Toby. Last Christmas, Lauren spent with us and the kids, and maybe he'll join us again. The invitation's been extended. So there's been a lot going on this week. There was health stuff, and then there's been a lot more socializing than we've done, other than our vacation. We did quite a bit we did a lot on our vacation. So I would say that's the last time we socialized heavily. But the last time we socialized heavily in Los Angeles was a long time ago. We've sporadically socialized, but we haven't done like 3 things in 3 days in quite some time. So that was, wow, you were only 10, you were a baby. Yes, happy birthday to Lauren. So, so I'll just get the health crap out of the way, and then we can move on. And I think I'm going to sit down. My I don't want to say it's my hip because I don't know that it's my hip. It's probably my back. Has been kind of wonky, and why don't I just be comfortable? Why don't I? Why don't I? So, anyway, not the same date. The same date is not the same year. But yeah. So anyway, so as you guys know, because I was on here last Monday after the fact, I had that biopsy last Monday. And, you know, it was really horrible. And as horrible as I told you guys it was right afterwards, which it was even more horrible kind of for me as the time went on. Oh, who sent stars? So lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. I'm sitting down, so it's a little harder to scroll while I'm sitting. But in any case, yeah, I'm still in discomfort from it. I still have the little Terry strips, are they called? Jerry strips. They didn't use stitches or clips. They put these little adhesive strips, and you're supposed to leave them on for 5 to 7 days. So it's been 8 days now. I've still got them on there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's been 7 days. And well, if you count last Monday, oh, thank you for the stars. Thank you so much. It's been 8 days if you count that day because it was early in the morning. And I just started working out again. I think I did a little exercise. I was allowed to exercise starting Wednesday, but I did not feel comfortable doing it because I was still in a lot of discomfort. I think that I started a little bit on Thursday. We went out for a couple of walks. I think we went for walks on Friday and Saturday, and we took Rue. And we speed walked. And then I got on the elliptical for the first time yesterday. I did my hand weights and leg weights for the first time yesterday. And I did the vibration plate the last couple of days. And so I'm not quite up to speed. Yesterday I kind of did it all, but gingerly kinda, oh no, I think I turned my vibration plate back up to 37 yesterday. I think I started at 17 the first night. But in any case, I'm still feeling really fragile, and more than fragile physically, I'm feeling fragile emotionally. It was really traumatic to go through that, have a mammogram, find out a week later I needed to go back for another one, wait another week, then find out a week after, days after that I needed a biopsy, wait 10 days for that. And then I ended up getting the results of the biopsy rather quickly. By Wednesday morning, I had gotten the call from my doctor and was told, I have good news, benign, which were the words that, you know, I had been visualizing and saying out loud and seeing on Facebook, seeing myself writing them. I was really into the whole benign thing. And then, you know, but there was a but. Well, you have this thing and that never turns into cancer. It's nothing to worry about. It's probably what they saw. But then there's this other thing, and it's benign, and it is God, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's follicular? No. Tiny lobule something, and basically what it means is it's the size of a pinhead. And he said, oh, you don't have to worry about that. It would take 20 years for that to turn into something, if it's going to turn into something. And it's very slow. These things are very slow moving, slow growing, and very few people, blah, blah, blah. And he said, but, you know, they are recommending that you see a breast surgeon and set out a plan. And I said, a plan? Does this mean I'm going to have to go for mammograms, you know, more often and all of that stuff? And he said, no, they're recommending once a year. No, just want you to have a breast surgeon be, you know, on the case And I guess actually the breast surgeon that I had seen years ago has a very holistic approach, and had me take evening primrose every day, and she believes in drinking 3 cups of green tea a day. That if women would do this, all people, because it helps with everything. But if we drank 3 glasses or cups of green tea a day, which I haven't started on one yet, and I read that last Wednesday. So today's the day for me to start. It takes women who have like stage 1, you know what, and it abates it. Stage 2, it lessens it. Stage 3, it doesn't have any impact. Too late at that point. But stage 0, eradicate. So it would be a good thing to do. It also helps with, she claims, with cholesterol, with weight loss, there's a lot of good reasons to do green tea. So I've got to start. I'm going to start that pronto. And I'm going to make an appointment and go see her. But I asked him, if this was your wife or your daughter, can I wait till after the holidays? And he was like, absolutely, just do it within the next 6 months. So I still didn't see the report online. I'm taking everything from what he said. They're very slow putting it up there, and they're very quick to charge. They double charged me, then gave me this tiny little rebate. I've got to call them, but I don't really want to talk to them. I'm like, ew, I don't like the way because I'm going to tell them what I think about how things were handled. I don't even know if it was a surgeon who worked on me. I kind of think it was a radiologist, and wow, that's really creepy, which would be maybe why my experience was so god-awful. But in any case, I of course looked up on ChatGPT after I got off the phone with the doctor to see what Chat said, and Chat wasn't quite as optimistic as my doctor, and said, well, after 5 years with this condition, 7% of women would have a problem and have to have it dealt with. After 10 years, 13% of women will have to deal on. After 20 years, it's 30% of women. So, and he was saying, well, we're not exactly kids anymore. Yeah, I'd be 90. And yeah, it's, but, I started thinking, oh my God, is the surgeon going to want to do something prophylactically so that I never have to think about it? And I don't want, they did that with Rufus. They gave him that punch biopsy, and after the other biopsy showed nothing, and it's really kept him down for months. And I just had this thing last week, and I gotta say, it's like put a gray cloud over me. It was really a lot. It was really traumatic, and I don't want to do unnecessary stuff. I know people that have a history of breast cancer in their family, do things prophylactically, and I really understand that and get it. Why worry about it? Your mother had it, your grandmother had it, your sister had it. Yes, make yourself safe, absolutely. But, in my case, there is none of that in my family. A first cousin did have some sort of, there was so little conversation about it, but she had either uteral or cervical or ovarian cancer. I don't even know. It was a long time ago. It was like 30 years ago. She passed young at like 40. Things were different then. Probably could have saved her now. And I don't think they caught it early. But other than that, I have a pretty big family. My father had 10 brothers and sisters, and 11. One died at childbirth. My mother had 2 siblings, now 1. But there are lots of cousins and aunts and uncles, and there hasn't been that stuff in my family. So, poo-poo. So hopefully it's going to be okay. It's just kind of gray and creepy, and I wish I would have. I'm so grateful that I got a benign diagnosis. I am so grateful, so grateful. I just wish it would have been an unconditional diagnosis. Benign, all is well, and they'll be dancing in the streets, but I'm 70 and shit, there's stuff. So, hi, Michael. So I am grateful. Hi, Kurt. Live life and don't worry. I've had 8 cancer surgeries since 9/11, and I'm not looking back. That's amazing, Kurt. Good for you. And that's the other thing, is that even if the worst, I know people where the worst came to the worst, and they did have, and they dealt with beautifully, and they're doing great. And yes, life goes on. Although I do know some people that, have passed. And Suzanne Wong comes to mind in a big way. And it's, wow. She had a really rough ride, Her cancer was vicious and painful and horrible. And, oh God. And I know a bunch of people, Sandy Craig, bunch of people that have, my very dear friend, Robert Keats, my friend's mother just passed recently. I mean, things still happen, but that's not going to happen to you, and it's not going to happen to me. And we're on top of these things, getting checked early, keeping ourselves, as healthy as possible. Though, hi, Anita. I have had the same 15 pounds to lose for 2.5 years. This has never happened in my life. It's crazy. And so I'm really tempted, as I was talking last week, to microdose the GLP-1 and see if I have any sort of reaction. Although I heard somebody today who's having reflux reaction, and I suffer from that anyway, and I barely have mine under control without taking SSIs. So, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be nauseous. But these low doses, supposedly, some people don't have those reactions. And it turns out that these GLP-1s are really good for a lot of things. They lower cholesterol, it seems like. They're good for diabetes. They're good for all kinds of things. But they don't know the long-term effects of them. They don't know, you're going to grow another ear or something. We do know they're not good for muscle mass, that people tend to, lose muscle. And you have to eat a really good amount of protein, and you have to work out with weights. And I do have a tonal, so I'd be ready to go. I have my little hand weights. I don't think hand weights are enough. I'd have to do the tonal and really build muscle mass and work out with a good trainer. And actually, there's a trainer I'm going to get in touch with that I've been following for a long time. And he deals with like young people, getting them really buff. So I'm going to have to find out if he has any experience with old people not going for buff, just going for good muscle health. So that would be, and losing weight. That would be great to. I'm gonna reach out to him. In any case, so that's my tale of that. And Snuffy's been doing good. He's had post-surgery. He's still doing good. They're still tweaking things. Oh, thank you for the stars. Who is that? Hi, thank you, Pia. That's so lovely of you. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you. So, so Snuffy's doing good. Rufus is still not Rufus. I'm actually in the market. We're in the market for a natural, holistic vet who's not going to rush to procedures, but help Rue get back on track. Taking him for walks has been great, but now when he lays down, he kind of limps a little when he gets up. His joint seems grateful thoughts will keep you well. I agree with that, scientifically proven. And I believe that the mind and the body are completely in tuned, and the power of the mind is a tremendous thing. And happiness is a really tremendous thing. I just have to get this mood to lift. I kind of am in this kind of purgatory mood, just kind of blah. I wouldn't say that I'm in a depression, but it was very sobering going through all that. And actually, it's still annoying because it still doesn't feel good. It could be arthritis, don't know. I'm not going to diagnose him, have no idea what it is. Who's here saying Cousin Vicky? Is this Sherry? Hi, Sherry. Oh, hi. Thanks, Sherry. I owe you a call. I know I do. It's just been kind of crappy and busy, and I haven't really felt like talking on the phone, but I know I owe you a call, and thank you so much for reaching out. I love you, and happy post-birthday. I know I put it on your Facebook, but I didn't call because I was in the middle of all this stuff. But happy November 10th birthday to you, my brother. And what else? Yeah, poof. So in other news, hi Tove, it was great to see you today. Hopefully you can want to revisit in your, what? Want to revisit what? I don't know what you're talking about. But you heard all my news this morning. We had a Women Who Write Writers workshop this morning, which was fabulous as always. We spent a good hour checking in because everybody it's sort of a support group and writers group at the same time. We're all very close. We check in with each other. We share what's going on in our lives before we do a writing prompt and before we read our work. And it was really important today because everybody had a lot to say. Everybody's got a lot going on. It's kind of that time of year, isn't it? The holidays can be rough, right? I'm going to keep Christmas. We went to get a Christmas tree yesterday to look at trees on Saturday, and there was nothing fresh, nothing wonderful. And you may recall or not, why would you recall? Not important to you guys. There is nothing wrong and you are completely okay. That's correct. There is nothing wrong and I am completely okay. I've been affirming every morning when I wake up that I am perfect health, and I do that before I get out of bed every day. And that I'm entitled to miracles, and Snuffy's entitled to miracles, and we're all entitled to miracles. Hi, Anne, how do you feel? We really missed you today, and I hope your throat is feeling better. Where was I going? Oh yeah, so so we went to look for a tree, and last year we had gotten 2 great trees from this local farm, and 2 years in a row we got great trees. They were tall, they were wonderful smelling, and yes, we missed you, Anne, as the other Anne is saying. And but last year we got this seemingly looking in the lot, beautiful 9-foot tree, 9.5-foot tree. A beautiful Douglas fir. I think it was a Douglas fir. Is that the kind they are? I don't know. The skinny kind. Maybe that's not a Douglas fir. And when it came, as soon as it got to the house, I knew something was wrong. It didn't smell, not at all. A Christmas tree that doesn't smell? What? A real tree? And the needles were falling off like crazy, and they weren't green. They were brown, and there were tons of them. And I thought, this is not a fresh tree. And it did last until the day after New Year's, but, you know, when we used to buy trees in New York, the leaves would all be pointing upward. And even at this place, the first 2 years, the leaves are all pointing upward until it's here for a day or two, and then it starts to settle, right? This was settled from the get-go. This tree was not fresh. So we've got to go over there, and we've got to say, okay, when are you releasing new trees? And if they're all in the back already and they just haven't brought them out, that's not a fresh tree. When are you bringing fresh trees from the forest? That's when we want to go. So we don't want to wait too long to put up the tree, but I'd rather have a fresh, smelly, delicious, wonderful one. We got a wreath at Costco last week, and it smelled so wonderful, and it was beautifully fresh and green. But in any case, so for Christmas this year, we have all the kids, which is a first, because Samantha and Tristan always go to the Capels in Florida, and this year they're not going till after the holiday because Tristan has a gig. And so Tristan and Samantha and Harry and Will and Connor will all be with us. Marta does not want to work this Christmas. She wants to spend it with her family. I totally get it. So I hired this woman, Yana, from our neighborhood local website thing, and she's lovely and seems wonderful. And I'm gonna make Hanukkah starts next week, and we're going to my mother's place, to the dining room, for a Hanukkah dinner on the 20th. But I'm not making latkes during Hanukkah, but I will make latkes on Christmas as an appetizer. So it means I don't have to make a crazy amount. Jan is willing to grate the potatoes, thank God, because it's all hand grate. And then I'm going to make chicken parm, which means that I have to make sauce. So I don't have to. I actually don't have to. I could use jarred sauce or bought sauce, but I'm going to make sauce, which means cooking a couple of days before Christmas. I will make cookies. The kids will come over before we'll make cookies. The chicken parm and pasta with sausage and meatballs. That's going to be our Christmas dinner. Will wants to make gumbo. It's his traditional thing. He made it last year. He'll make gumbo. I'm not a big gumbo fan personally, but you know, he loves it. So we'll have gumbo. The smells don't really work together, but you know, that is what it is. And what else? That's Christmas. I don't have a Game Changers this week because, hi, Jeff. A spruce. I think a spruce is the one that we saw yesterday that looked better. The spruce are the ones with the big leaves. They're not leaves, the big needles, right? The spruce trees look better this year than the Douglas fir. The Douglas firs did not look good. They look skinny, old. So we'll see, maybe we'll switch gears this year. And it doesn't have to be a 9.5-foot tree. It could be an 8-foot tree. I just want it to be a healthy, good tree. That's what's important. So, what else? So yeah, they'll be cooking. We've discovered that our oven, which has been problematic since we moved in 3.5 years ago, we're going to have to get a new oven because it just doesn't cook. It does everything but cook. It looks really good. It's high, so it's kind of awkward to cook on the stove, but it is what it is. It looks wonderful, doesn't cook. The oven just does not work properly. So we're going to get another oven. We're going to trade this sucker in and get an oven that actually cooks because I would love to. I have not made a good roast chicken since I've lived in this house. I have not made a great turkey since I've lived in this house. They've been okay. Can't get crispy skin in this oven. Can't do it. It doesn't work. Everything takes twice as long as it's supposed to or half the time. Makes no sense. So give a tug on a few of the, what, I tell you, still a rather, give a tug on a few of the needles. That's right. Oh, I know. And also you can smell, you know, we went to the lot yesterday, it's Saturday, and they didn't smell, even, you know, nose to the needle. No, it's got to smell. Got to smell them. It's got to be very green, and when you go to give a little pull, the needle shouldn't come off when they're fresh. And also, it should be bending upward. It shouldn't be already this way. No. I know it's a gorgeous stove. If only it worked. If only it cooked food. It would be wonderful. So what else is doing? So as far as the socializing going, I'll tell you what we've been up to. We went on Friday to the Hudson Theater in Hollywood and saw my friend Sharon Rapace in a play. And I don't even remember what it was called, The White Sands of something. I don't know. It's an original play. It's a one-act. A young, handsome young guy wrote it, starred in it, and I don't believe he directed it, though. It was a small cast, I think 5 people. They did a wonderful job. Sharon was excellent playing a therapist. She was wonderful. And we got to the theater and we knew other friends had come to see Sharon, and it was wonderful that she had so much support and love. And Home Depot has fresh trees? Really? You know what? Now that you mention it, I've seen trees at Home Depot, and I bet they turn them over really fast. The only thing is we need it delivered. There is no way we're putting a tree on either of our cars. But Home Depot is a thought. And yes, Home Depot delivers because they delivered our barbecue to us. So that's a really good thought, Toby. Thank you for that. We'll check out Home Depot. There's also a place in Woodland Hills that I read about. I'm going to go on Yelp. Who has the best, freshest Christmas trees? Anyway, so we went to the theater Friday night. It was just an hour. I've had some bad luck in local original theater since I've been in LA. I've seen some really doggy, not good, painful to sit through productions. So I was really happy that this was a provocative script and well executed, some good acting. You know, some of it was a little, you know, it wasn't a Broadway show, but it was it was good. And Sharon was great. She really did a fabulous job. So we did that on Friday night, and there were people in the audience we knew, which was lovely. And then on Saturday, we went to a Christmas party of someone that I first met, oh my goodness, 33 years ago, associated with my husband. He had worked for this person a couple of times, both 33 years ago and then again maybe 25 years ago. And I had only met the host once or twice and didn't really have a rapport. Then met him more recently at someone else's party about 6-8 months ago. And he invited Snuffy and he go to meetings together. So he invited Snuffy and I to his family party, and we knew a couple of people there. Snuffy knew more people than I did. And they had, okay, so here's the deal. First they said, bring food for the potluck. You know, I'm 70. I'm not about potlucks anymore. I'm just really not. It's one thing if we're coming to your house for dinner and we say, what can we bring? And you say, oh, bring something to drink, bring a dessert, bring a salad. That doesn't feel the same as having a potluck. If you can't afford to throw the party, which they could, don't throw the party. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of asking everybody to bring food. That was the first thing. Then bring a $30 wrap gift for a Secret Santa. And that felt like, wow, okay, you're inviting people to a party and you're basically letting them know they've got to spend at least $50 to come. You know, people could go to a movie and have popcorn and do that kind of thing. If they're going to go to a party, it shouldn't cost people to go to you. If you're throwing the party, it should be on your dime. I mean, okay, I know Secret Santas are popular and all of that, but to say a $30 gift, and I guess they do that so that everybody's in the same lane. I had done Secret Santa before, and I don't recall it being a $30 gift. I don't recall it being, maybe they said spend at least 15 or something. 30 seemed high for a Secret Santa, and the last ones I did were mostly gag gifts and funny things and people regifting things they had in their house and regifting things year after year. It was just silly and fun. This was much more serious. I mean, there was an air fryer, there was a malted maker. I mean, there were some serious gifts, new towels. I mean, just kind of, so we ended up getting a game that'll be one of Harry's like extra bonus Christmas presents, because it's a game I think we'll all enjoy playing, and he plays a lot of games elsewhere. And the Secret Santa was fun. And we were out socializing with a lot of people, and that was nice. They'd really decorated their home amazing. That was very nice. And, you know, lovely people. And it was, you know, it was nice to socialize and low-key, you know, for the most part. And most people did not bring food, which was interesting too. Very few people. There were a lot of people there, and we brought a couple boxes of cookies. I did not cook, but I could tell by the food on the table that very few people actually brought food for the potluck, which I thought was interesting. Anyway, it was nice. The next night, yesterday, we went to a big Hollywood party, which was the antithesis, where they do everything. Wow. I mean, there were carolers, and it's gorgeous, and the food every year is sensational. They do traditional Thanksgiving dinner and then some. They had great stuffing and sweet potatoes and mashed potatoes, and then they also had filet and salmon, and I mean, the food was amazing. Rufus, come on, hurry up, come here. We have a guest. Come on, Rufus, come on, hurry up. Rufus is moving a little slow, as I was telling you. Come on, this way. Wow, Rufus is moving really slow. Rufus never moved this slow. Come on, Roo. Come on, say hi to everybody. Come on. Here's my boy. He knows just what to do to say hi to you guys. Say hi. Say hi. You want to sit? Want to sit? Huh? Want to sit? Rufus. Good boy. What a good boy he is. You are such a good boy. You are such a good boy. You saying hi to everybody? You saying hi? Is it dinner time? Are you hungry? Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm talking about yesterday, and then I'm going to talk about what we're watching, and we're done. Okay? Okay? Sweet boy. I'm going to give you, well, stay there. Stay there. Stay there. No. All right. I'm not, well, all right. I'll give you a treat. Whoops. I'm making a mess here. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We'll give Rufus, this is, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, Rufus. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I probably scared you. Okay, here you go. Okay, sit. Sit. Good boy. Okay, gentle. No, gentle. We have to be very gentle.
Gentle.
Slowly. Gentle. Okay, gentle. Well, that's not so gentle. No, he's not so good with the gentle today. He's hungry. Gentle. Oh, good boy. That's a good boy. Isn't he cute when he eats? They show this one golden retriever, and they say, if you want to smile, watch a golden retriever eating a carrot. It's really fun to watch them eat crunchy things. Okay. Okay. Almost. Okay, you want to go, and then I'll finish, and we'll feed you? Okay. You want to stay with me while I finish? So, anyway, it was the antithesis of the other one, and it was an incredible party, and beautiful people, and beautiful surroundings. Not that the other one wasn't beautiful people and beautiful surroundings, but this was really like Hollywood. Da, 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 da. And so a couple of funny things happened on the way to the party. Not on the way to the party, but at the party. Snuffy's back there. You guys can see Snuffy. Snuffy likes
just
to
give you a drink.
Likes to come on the show now and make a little guest visit.
I come in with Rufus.
He comes in, yeah. And can I give you a treat? Will you be gentle?
I'll be gentle.
So we got to see Noah Wiley yesterday, and I got to tell Noah Wiley what a huge fan I was of The Pit, and what an amazing job he did, in my view, and in many people's view. He won a lot of awards, hasn't he? And that I never caught him acting. And then he saw Snuffy, and it turns out he's a fan of Snuffy's. And so that was really, and he was the loveliest. No, you're not allowed to do that. You can't. You're making noise. Snuffy's rattling papers while I'm doing the show. No, now he's shaking out a bag of nuts and
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
You could have taken the whole thing and gone over there and done it.
I know, but that would have been too unannoying.
So, too unannoying. So, anyway, Noah Wiley was lovely. He was humble and wonderful. We also met the cinematographer. Her name, she goes by JoJo. She's French. What a lovely woman, and her husband. And I think I'm going to have JoJo on Game Changers. She was the cinematographer for The Pit. They are filming season 2, and it will hit the airwaves in January while they're still filming the last episode. Oh, somebody sent stars. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, so Noah Wiley and JoJo, the cinematographer. And then what was crazy, okay, this is crazy. I met at this party 2 years ago, I met Bradley Whitford. That's how we eventually got him on Game Changers. It took a couple years, but it happened. Mary McCormick was there, and I didn't talk to her about it, but I will. She's friends with Snuffy from the West Wing, and see if I can get Mary to do it. Mary wrote a book about the West Wing, and she's just did a guest appearance on the 2nd season of The Pit, and I'm sure she's wonderful. But also, I'm looking at this woman, and I thought, that's Marg Helgenberger. And I looked at her, and I said, Marg, I'm Vicki Abelson. I believe you did my living room. And I wasn't 100% sure, but I was 90% sure. And we agreed, oh yes, it was Carlos Calvo that introduced her to me. And sure enough, I got home, and she remembered the living room and the women and the whole kind of thing. And I got home and looked it up, and she did it with Phil Parapiano, who's an accordion player, and Lisa Goich read from her book. And yes, so Marg Helgenberger. So I sent her a text. She was in my phone book and said, do you want to do Game Changers? So, well, she didn't answer me yet. I have a feeling she's not going to do it, but who knows? Maybe Carlos will put in a good word and Marg will do it. And anyway, so it was lovely, and we socialized. We saw a number of people there. Snuffy especially knew quite a few people. West Wing people were there. And I knew a couple of people, not a lot of people I'd met there before, I guess, and a couple of friends of Snuffy's from Hawaii, which was lovely. And it was lovely, and it was a party from 3 to 7. We didn't get there till 4:30. We were late. We were out the door by 6:30, I think, 6:40. That's a perfect amount of time to socialize. A couple of hours, great. The food was stupendous. It was the Thanksgiving dinner that I didn't get to have because I was too busy, and it was really delicious. And what have we been binging? Okay, so it's been a pretty simple binge week this week. We'll watch The Voice tonight. Is it the finals? It's the semifinals? I don't know what it is, but we'll be watching. I think they're doing, last week they did Reba and Niall's teams, I think, and this week they're going to do, no, that's wrong. They did, Michael Bublé and Reba, and this week they're going to do Niall and Snoop. But anyway, we'll be watching The Voice. We are watching this show called The Killing. Now, I thought I had seen The Killing, and maybe I did, but I'm not remembering it. It's all new to me now. Thank you, Andrew. So there's 4 seasons, which is fabulous. We are still in the first season. We've got a lot more to look forward to. We kind of stopped with Absentia. It got too dark. We're in season 2, and I don't know. I just kind of lost we'll go back to it, but the first season was good. Second season, just too much of the same. So the playoffs part 2, thank you. Yes, we'll be watching that. Playoffs, the finals, the semifinals part 2. Anyway, so yeah, we're watching The Killing. I recommend it highly. It's on Netflix. It's really good. Really, really enjoying it. Really good. And we also watched in the last couple of days Jay Kelly, which is now on Netflix. And George Clooney and Adam Sandler, Laura Dern, really good, really different. George Clooney gave a very different, deep, layered performance, and Adam Sandler is very good. Laura Dern, I really recommend it. And it's also on Netflix. And then I heard there's this, an Ethan Hawke film that's only Fandango at home right now, or in the theaters, I guess, Blue Moon. Everybody's saying it's like the best Ethan Hawke performance. So I actually want to watch that. Maybe we'll watch it tonight. But, so there's been good viewing. And also, of course, the latest episode of Pluribus, which I thought this was a good week, a good episode. I think some of the weeks have been stronger than others. 1 and 2, very strong. 3, not so much. 4, okay. 5, really good again. So I hate the rolling out, but we're watching it. And that's pretty much it. Coming up this week, no Game Changers this Wednesday. Our guest, Jerry Douglas, rescheduled for January. That's something he's got to take care of, a little procedure this week. So we will be back with a Game Changers next week. Harry Shearer, but it's not Harry Shearer. It's actually, oh God, help! It's his Spinal Tap character. He's going to be completely. Derek Smalls is going to be with us next week. Derek Small is going to tell us why he defected from the rest of the band. He left Spinal Tap. If you have not seen Spinal Tap 2, oh my goodness, treat yourself. Such joy. It was so wonderful. And, well, happy birthday, Dot. Happy pre-birthday. And then we'll be off for 2 weeks because Game Changers falls on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So we have one more show in 2025 with Harry Shearer on the 17th. I will be back for Shooting the Shit next Monday. Shooting the Shits will go on through the end of the year. Hi, Pia. And I guess that's it. I'm trying to think what we have personally going on this week. We're going to some interactive James Franco, Beth Grant film at the Hudson Theater this weekend. And other than that, I don't know. I was supposed to go to this big fundraiser on Wednesday, but it's been postponed. So it's kind of, we're getting a little reprieve before the Christmas rush. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday evening. I adore you all. I'm so grateful for you. I thank you so, so, so much for all the love, support, prayers, good wishes, good thoughts through the last month that I've been going through this stuff. And let's focus ourselves, if we can, on all who need. I will focus myself, as I do each morning, and pray for all the people that are that need those prayers and that don't know what's going on with them, need the prayers, whatever. You're welcome, Andrew. You're 69 years old on Christmas. Well, happy birthday to you, Barbara. I'm sure I'll see you before then. You're a baby, still 69. Anyway, thanks again for being so. Love you, Anne. So great to see you today. Thank you, Barbara. I'm so grateful to have you guys in my corner, and it really, really, really means the world. I can't tell you how much it meant to me to see all the love and all the likes and all the comments and all the good wishes. Really, really, really meant a lot. I held you guys with me. So I will see you guys next Monday, but probably before then, I'll be on the Facebook. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.